never forget the first time I saw this Gibson ES 335 and when I fell in love with the Gibson ES 335 in general. I walked into a guitar center one day and saw this Gibson ES 335 and truly fell in love with it. The sound, the way it played, and the way it looked. When my grandmother passed away, she left me a little bit of money, and I was able to buy this guitar to go to school with and hone my skills over at Berklee College of Music. I studied with Berklee online from South Florida and played gigs every night with this guitar until I picked up a gig with the Brandon Santini band out of Memphis. I started touring pretty hard with them, playing blues festivals around the country, opening up for some pretty big national blues acts. And I'll never forget the time that we opened up for Johnny Winter. It was at the Southwest Florida Blues Festival, and I had hardly got any sleep the night before. We show up at this festival and there's over 10,000 people. And this is probably the biggest show I'd ever played at the time. And we opened up for Johnny Winter that day. And I'll never forget the way it felt to play on that big stage and to open up for a big legend, a blues pioneer. People cheering me on in my blues solos. It was such an adrenaline rush and a show I'll never forget. We played an awesome set that day. I was walking off stage and this woman approached me and asked me my name, and I told her JL Fulks. And she said that she was Johnny Winter's manager and that Johnny Winter told her to come find me because he was so impressed with my playing. Now, if you've never heard of Johnny Winter, he's one of the best blues rock guitar players of all time. He was way ahead of his time. He is a huge inspiration to me. So for her to tell me that he wanted to meet me because he was so impressed with my playing was something that truly blew my mind. It was almost like a dream come true. So she took me over to his tour bus, and I'll never forget the first time seeing Johnny Winter in person. I got to sit down next to him, and I told him my name and shook his hand. And I remember looking over to the side of me and seeing a big portrait of Muddy Waters on the wall of the tour bus. But we got to talking, and he told me that he really liked my guitar playing. And he asked me the guitar I played, and I said it's a Gibson ES 335. So I took it out of the case and handed it to him, and he ended up signing my guitar. And it's almost the perfect signature. I really couldn't ask for a better signature on this guitar, which was pretty crazy because, you know, as old as he was, it was really like the perfect signature. But we talked for a good bit, and I'll never forget that I had to leave that day because we had to go play the after party for this festival. So I never got to talk to him to the full length that I wanted to, and he never kicked me out of the bus or anything. We were talking a long time. We were talking about his brother Edgar and a bunch of other people. But that day truly changed my life, and I'll never forget meeting Johnny Winter. And I'll never forget hearing the news a few months later that he had passed away. And that was really pretty depressing to hear that. And to think that I met him and he signed my guitar and told me how great I was just a few months before he passed away. So since then I've kept this guitar pretty safe. I don't really play it live anymore. I just use it in the studio. It's been locked up in a case in a safe with my parents for the last several years actually, and I finally got it here in Nashville, and I've been giving it a whirl, and I truly believe this is my #1 guitar, and it's truly priceless. I don't think I'm ever gonna sell this thing. This guitar changed my life. It took me from an amateur to a professional overnight. It sounds amazing, it plays amazing. I've played over 1,000 gigs with this guitar. I played some huge blues festivals with it. I opened up for some really big acts with it. I've even recorded with this guitar as well. It sounds incredible. It truly is the guitar of all guitars, the ES335. But we're going to play some blues on it, see how it sounds.